story est réelle. TikTok pour du fun et des trends. Et Facebook pour l'info en mode express. Info, musique et culture, tout est là. Suivez RM1, la radio nationale, sur les réseaux.
Interface. Décrypter pour mieux comprendre, analyser pour mieux agir.
It's 8 minutes past 11. You're listening to RM1 and this is Interfaces Women of Action. I'm Meling Balloo. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by someone whose work is touching the lives of women across continents. Kavial Sedani is an internationally recognized life coach, hypnotherapist, and what she describes as a psycho-spiritual healer. A beautiful term we'll explore in our conversation today. With over 17 years of professional experience, she's guided more than 1 million women through profound personal transformation. She is an NLP practitioner, tarot educator, and family constellation facilitator who's conducted over 60 workshops globally on everything from manifesting abundance to healing core wounds to understanding life, death, and karma. In October, she reached a remarkable milestone, surpassing 1 million followers on Instagram, where she shares insights on emotional resilience, manifestation, relationship awareness, and spiritual growth. And this March 8th, International Women's Day, she's bringing her groundbreaking Sacred Mirrors experience to Fleur, Mauritius, here in our beautiful island, in our beautiful country, Mauritius. Kavial Sedani, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here, and what a lovely introduction that is.
My pleasure. It's great to have you. Welcome to Interfaces Women of Action. It's the first time that you're on air in Mauritius. It's lovely to have you. Thank you, though, for being here. Kavial, let's start. You've been doing this work for 17 years, I mentioned in the introduction, so that's a significant journey. But I'm curious about what came before, what led you to this path of helping others heal and transform, because nobody wakes up one day and decides to become a psycho-spiritual healer without some kind of catalyst or calling. Tell us all about it.
Absolutely. I always joke that before I became a psycho-spiritual healer, I was purely psycho. I was not happy with my life.
Yeah.
I was depressed. I was a clingy, needy, emotionally dependent, scared person who didn't want to take responsibility of her life. I wanted to be that princess who was taken care of by everybody else, and the world was disappointing me. But you come to a point where you really, really get tired of your own victim story when you wait for years and years and you realize that nothing's going to change. And now I will have to pick up my shoes and start walking and create a story that I would be proud of.
So basically your own...
It's a very, very long journey.
A long but a beautiful journey. So basically your own healing journey became the foundation for helping others.
Absolutely. I call myself a wounded healer. That first I got wounded, I found the medicine to my pain, and then I just passed that medicine on. And I believe that there are so many women across the globe who are far more beautiful, far more intelligent, far more talented, but they just need another woman to look into their eyes and tell them, I believe you.
Yeah.
I trust you. And I know that you can do that.
And that's powerful indeed. You use this term psycho-spiritual healer in your bio, I mentioned in the introduction, which I find fascinating because it bridges two worlds that are often kept separate, psychology and spirituality. Tell me what that means to you and how you integrate those dimensions.
I don't know if you've heard this quote, that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. Spirituality is our core nature. As a soul, we were all born to experience something, experience the good and the bad and the ugly, the right and the wrong, without any judgment. But when we do take birth as a human being, we forget that it's complete amnesia. We forget what our purpose was. We forget that, what did we want to learn and what did we want to master. When I combine spirituality, it's literally me reminding people of your soul path. of what you truly were born for. And, if you see a glorious film, if you see a film of an underdog becoming a hero, there are not going to be only happy moments. The moments that inspire you are the moments where you are completely broken down.
Your
and
struggles.
You feel like you can't get up one more day and that there is no light, and yet you wake up.
True.
That's when you're crying. That's when you're like, wow, I want to be able to do that. And as a spirit, we are all craving those experiences. So when you are reminding a person that that is your core, and then combining that with human psychology, and of course, how would you feel? What are our coping mechanisms? How can we go about it? It makes a very powerful healing technique.
Definitely. So basically, if I got it right, you're looking at the whole person, not just isolated symptoms. You integrate hypnotherapy and NLP for the psychological and subconscious work, family constellations to address systemic and intergenerational patterns, tarot and intuitive practices to access spiritual wisdom and guidance. So each modality offers a different lens, and together they create a comprehensive approach to healing. So let's talk about some of these modalities specifically, because I think many listeners might be familiar with some but not others. You're a trained hypnotherapist and NLP practitioner. For those unfamiliar, what is NLP and how does it work in transformation? I know that NLP stands for neuro-linguistic programming, but what can you tell us?
Yes, NLP is pretty much the language of your brain. Your brain is storing all information like past data. Now, sometimes, it's a common joke that when a woman says no, what she actually means is yes, right? Now,
True.
all of these hidden messages are actually stuck in our body language. They are stuck in the way we move our eyes. They are stuck in our posture. And we use very fancy language, but what we are actually trying to say could be very small things. Like women or men will often say that, don't do that, it triggers me. Right? The word trigger is a very, very big word nowadays. But what they're actually saying is that there's one part of me, a little child inside of me that is hurt, and I'm waiting to heal. Don't touch that wound yet. So we break down language to really understand the core of what your pain is. And all pain can be identified somewhere between the age of 0 to 8, 0 to 10. We change that with NLP. Hypnotherapy is a tool that takes you down to memories of your past.
Okay. So,
and where we can clear the wound.
Where we can clear up the wounds, yes, but so essentially, you're essentially helping people rewrite their internal narrative. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So that's beautifully put. So hypnotherapy works hand in hand with this because it allows you to access the subconscious mind directly. So that's where about, from my research, about 95% of our behavior and beliefs are actually stored. So in a relaxed, focused state, you can introduce new patterns, release all traumas, and essentially update the operating system.
Absolutely. A lot of healing happens. We get ourselves to witness wounds of our past. And when we can tell ourselves that that is over now, we can let that go now. So that is why we use hypnotherapy, so that the adult in us can review our past and then give a closure to it.
And now you're also a family constellation facilitator. This is a modality that might be less familiar to listeners. Can you explain what family constellations are and why this work is so powerful?
We are nothing without our families. In fact, you've heard the word nature and nurture. We are born with something, but we are trained into a system by generations behind us.
True.
And Bert Hellinger, the father of family constellations, he says that the family is like a spider's web. It's that delicate. So if you pull out one string, it's impossible that the whole web won't move. 7 generations behind us, if there is an imbalance anywhere, suppose somebody was murdered, suppose somebody was abandoned, somebody else was forgotten, it continues to impact the next 2, 3, 4 generations, and we don't even realize that the core wound was 2 generations before us.
So the idea that we're
and
carrying
out of
wounds.
love and loyalty.
Yeah. Continue.
Yes. Yes. Out of love and loyalty, unconsciously, we tend to carry the baggage of our ancestors, our grandparents, great-grandparents. We carry their guilt, we carry their dysfunctional relationships, we carry their dysfunctional money patterns, and we just keep repeating it, and we wonder why. But when we go back and heal generational patterns, we can be free of it.
So it's both challenging and liberating to recognize. Challenging because you realize the patterns you're struggling with have deep roots, generations before you, but liberating because once you see them clearly, you can heal them, not just for yourself, but for the entire family lineage, past and future. So that sounds quite profound and perhaps emotional, but you also work, Kavyal, with tarot, which some people might see as purely predictive or mystical. So how do you use tarot in your healing work?
Well, everyone wants answers. Everyone wants to know how life is going to pan out, how it's going to unfold. It brings them a sense of certainty.
True.
So I see tarot like a line drawn in sand and not a line drawn in stone. But it's fantastic to give you guidance if you are on the right track. What are the things you can be prepared for? And if certain things aren't working, take your mind off it and focus on something else that would work. So it's more of a predictive tool that can bring a sense of calmness, certainty, and help them prepare for what's about to come.
So it's basically to help people understand their present, their current patterns, challenges, opportunities, and the also lessons, the spiritual lessons available to them right now. So it's more like a mirror for self-understanding than a crystal ball. Is that it?
It is a mirror to your own subconscious. So every single thing. So when people come for tarot and I tell them what the cards are and they say, yes, that's exactly how I was thinking. I'm like, of course, because this is just a mirror to what you're already thinking. But we need a validation from the outside. That's when we can believe our own gut.
Exactly. We have to believe in ourselves, our inner belief and ability. Let's talk now. We talked about mirrors in general. Let's talk about sacred mirrors, which you're bringing to Flow Mauritius on March 8th, International Women's Day. The promotional material describes it as not a seminar, not a workshop, but a reckoning, an awakening, a homecoming. Those are powerful words. What exactly is Sacred Mirrors and what can women expect from this experience?
Well, I love the title Sacred Mirrors. When that was the name that they gave to it, I had goosebumps because it just felt so right. Now, the universe outside is just a mirror to the universe inside of me. Every experience, every emotion, every feeling that I feel in my heart, in my mind, the universe outside shows it to me. So if I'm carrying anger inside of me, the universe outside will show me fights. They will show me aggression. They will show me injustice. If I'm carrying love inside, what I will see outside is acts of kindness.
True.
What I will see is acts of support. But we all just keep struggling with the outside world, and the outside world keeps us so busy that we hardly ever have the time to live.
Absolutely. We spend
and
so much...
It's such a sacred design.
Yeah.
It is such a sacred design by the universe. It's like almost, something much larger, bigger than artificial intelligence. That I will give you a full screen 24/7 just to see what's going on inside of you. But we ignore it. So the Sacred Mirrors event is more like spending 6 to 8 hours with me, extremely potent questions, extremely... answers that could make you very uncomfortable, but we create a space for you to feel safe in being uncomfortable. In fact, we may even create a space for you to break down, because real breakthroughs come from breakdowns. So we encourage those breakdowns. And yet holding a space that, don't worry, we got you, we got your back, you're going to be fine. What's the next right thing to do? That whole journey.
Absolutely. What's the next step
breakthrough
to do? Absolutely. So basically, if I got it right, it's a gathering where women can come together to stop performing and start remembering who they actually are. Beneath all the roles they play, the good daughter, the perfect partner, the successful professional, the selfless mother. So it's true, you talked about artificial intelligence, but we can also talk about social media. We spend so much of our lives, Caviar, looking at distorted mirrors, social media, societal expectations, other people's judgments. Sacred Mirrors is about looking into a clear, true mirror and seeing yourself as you actually are. Your power, your wounds, your beauty, your shadows, all of it. There's also a phrase that I found to be quite provocative. It's been described as a reckoning with a woman you've been avoiding becoming. So what does that mean?
We are all very, very scared to be our own authentic selves, because we just keep telling ourselves, and there's a very powerful quote by Marianne Williamson, which says that we're not afraid of being weak. We're afraid of showing up as our strong selves, because we ask ourselves that who am I to be so amazing, so gorgeous, so brilliant?
Yeah.
We don't believe in ourselves. We've been hypnotized into mediocrity. So to show up in your full power as a woman scares us, because we feel like, oh, if I really am who I'm supposed to be, I may not fit into the system anymore. I may start saying no to things I don't like. I may become demanding of things that I truly deserve. And it may ruin the balance of my family. But we don't mean to make you aggressive. We don't mean to make you a man from a woman. But when you truly see yourself and you're magnificent, you can allow yourself to become softer, gentler, just more knowing of your own power. That's the intent.
Just be you. So basically you're saying that we need to find a real version, the real version of oneself, a version of these women themselves that's more authentic, more powerful, more free. It's true also that that version feels scary. So that woman that's listening make waves. She might disappoint people. She might want things that seem selfish or unconventional. So we avoid that version. We perform the acceptable version instead. We make ourselves smaller, quieter, more palatable. Sacred Mirrors is about finally meeting that woman, the one you've been too afraid to become, and recognizing she's not the enemy, she's your liberation. So, Kafil, that must be quite emotional and also vulnerable. Well, vulnerability. So what happens in the actual experience? Can you walk me through what a day looks like?
That is something that I would like to keep with myself as of now, because I want women to walk in with a sense of trusting
a mystery
and going with the flow, rather than walking into predictability of, oh, that's what I'm going to expect, because it kills the element of the feminine is a very trusting energy. I want things to unfold, so that's not something I'm going to reveal to you as of now.
Don't worry, I understand. So we're going to keep it like mysterious till the 8th of March, and I'm sure that we'll be getting more and more videos and more glimpses into what this day will look like on social media. But thank you for your participation, and also I would like to add that you're bringing this to Mauritius specifically on International Women's Day. What's the significance of that timing?
Is there a better day to celebrate women? And I think that, this is the one day where every woman gives herself the permission to say, that, yes, I'm good enough. And even if you feel like you are not good enough, the world today is celebrating you. So just participate in celebrating yourself. I feel like I was scared of women at one part in my journey, and I've transitioned into being a soldier for women and their greatest protector, and I owe it to them. I owe it to all the women in the world and the women that came before me, the women who I'm yet to meet. I just wish they could see their magnificence through my eyes, and that's all I want to offer.
They are, and they will as well, I'm sure. Kavyal, you reached an extraordinary milestone recently. Over 1 million followers on Instagram. That's significant reach, especially for content that's quite deep and spiritual rather than surface level entertainment. So what has building that platform been like, and how do you think about the responsibility of having 1 million people and many more listening to you?
I often joke that I became a voice for literally just being authentic.
Just being
And
you.
I think, it just being me. And that tells you about how much the world needs a dose of someone telling them that it's okay to be themselves. You don't have to hide behind the filters. You don't have to be out. You don't have to be a people pleaser. You don't really need to be raunchy and provocative. But just being the vulnerable part of you is enough to stir the world around. And could it be any easier than that? All I'm asking for you is to just be you. So if I can do it, everyone can do it.
Beautiful message. So you're offering something more authentic and complex. What do you think resonates so deeply with people? Because you're right, this isn't light, easy content. This is deep. Though you talk about authenticity, about it's you.
What just relates to them is the fact that I don't hide my inadequacies. I don't pretend to be somebody else. If I make mistakes, I own up those mistakes. If I'm scared, I talk about the fact that I'm scared. Strangely, I think that me being 8 kilos or 10 kilos overweight has somehow become such a big blessing, because every other woman who has felt that, oh my God, I can't do it because I'm fat, looks at me and feels like, oh, she could do it, so can I. So I think I'm also beginning to look at the sacredness of your body supporting you in a journey of being your best self. I think they just like me because they see themselves in me. That's all.
So is that one of your recurring themes? And what themes do you find yourself returning to most often in your content?
Well, it's mostly about, I speak majorly about family, the importance of family. I speak a lot about anchoring yourself in faith. And by faith, I don't mean religion. I mean, I would very happily go to a church and a gurudwara and the masjid and the temple, because eventually they are all just different faces of the same energy. But we're so anxious today that we believe that we got to carry the whole burden of the whole world just on us. We're too scared to ask for support because we are scared of being judged, we are scared of being rejected, we are scared of being ridiculed. But if you really anchor yourself into this faith that we are never left alone, that there is always around us, there is always a universe that's listening to us, and the universe wants the best of us, you become superhuman just by depending on the higher powers to go about life. That is the recurring theme I come back to. Have some faith. You're never alone.
You're never alone. That's a beautiful and impactful message and word this morning. Kavyal, we talked about people being scared. Let's talk about the healing process. Let's talk about the actual process of transformation, because I think many listeners might be curious. When someone comes to you, whether in a workshop or private session, what's typically happening for them? What actually brings people to this work? Was there like a trigger? Is there a specific trigger, something that's happened that's cracked them open? Tell us.
So when people come to me, they come to me after they have the same theme recur multiple times. Something can happen to you once and you will rumble it like destiny, or it was not meant to be, or it was a coincidence. But when the same thing, a heartbreak will repeat itself in the same fashion, or they continue to lose money in the same fashion, and then they feel like, I can't run away from this anymore. I'm just, hitting the brick wall every single time I turn around. That's when they are forced to look for answers. That's typically when they come to me. When their relationship isn't working, when
In time of
parenting isn't
crisis.
working. And in time of crisis, yes. But also all sorts of anxieties, fears, phobias, depressions, relationship issues, all of these people come in. The first thing that I really do is I hear them out fully. I think that, just offering your presence without judging it, it does a huge job of the healing, where you give people an opportunity to hear themselves. And you ask certain questions and they have the answers already. But then after that, I also try and make light of a situation, where I add in a lot of humor. I take away the judgment. I take away the right and wrong, the good and bad. Because so many people are living in guilt. They're living in shame. They're living in regret. And it's the worst thing that you can do. So if I actually take away the guilt and the shame, they see light. They see that they can begin to grow, that they deserve to grow.
You talked about light.
The humor, and then we say that.
Exactly, light and humor.
Yeah.
That intuitive dimension is quite interesting. You describe yourself, it's just because you mentioned the term light, as a light worker as well. So what does that term mean to you?
Yes. You're literally somebody who is supposed to bring in more light and more kindness to the world. And I always say this, that my work is not always my doing. I literally see myself like an empty fruit, and I allow myself to play out of whatever messages are coming through me. I will sit, I will meditate, and I will tell my gurus, okay, let the magic happen. Or whatever you need to say to this person, just use my voice. Nothing that I teach is my own. I'm not a genius. I'm a very average person. Whatever I have learned from other masters. I have learned from books. I have learned from my ancestors. I am just a postman. I have a message to give you that has come from somebody else. The same message has worked for me, and the same message can work for you too. That's what a light worker does.
Limitless possibilities, everything is possible. You're just sharing a message, you're just conveying a message to help more women. What are you hoping women who attend Sacred Mirrors will take away from the experience afterwards?
I think a woman will definitely be able to see herself in a different light. She will be able to walk taller. She will be able to forgive herself for things that she thinks she did wrong. She will be able to go out of that room feeling like, damn, I accomplished a lot in my life. I just haven't stopped to congratulate myself. She may want to let go of her victim mentality and really begin to see life in awe and in the perfection that everything happened to me for a certain divine reason. Now I see it clearly, and now I no longer have the same victim perspective or the depressed perspective that I was going about. I really want to take away the dark lens that they're wearing and
their shadows.
Let them see the world clearly. Yes.
So for women listening now to RM1 who are curious about Sacred Mirrors but perhaps nervous about attending, what would you say to them?
I am sure that a lot of you will be sitting in resistance and in two minds of whether you should join in or whether you should not join in. I understand that because I myself stayed in resistance for 30 years of my life. And today I feel like they were 30 years wasted. I could have healed myself earlier and faster.
And that's the wake-up call.
The road is not that difficult. It's not that difficult. It's just that we are so scared to take the first step. You take the first step in faith and you will be walked through it. So if you really want to write a glorious story for your life, begin with us. Begin with us.
You said something interesting, the first step. So Kavial, what would you say to women listening now who recognize they need support or healing but don't know where to start? Not everyone can attend Sacred Mirrors or work with you directly. What's your general advice to these people, these listeners? What's the first step?
The first step is to stop being your own enemy. You're right. Not everybody needs a therapist. Not everybody needs a transformational program. And this is not the only way to heal. So if you like dancing, start dancing. If you like reading, start reading. If you have a spiritual guru, go there. If you are an intellectual, listen to podcasts. If you're a physical person, go to the gym. But just work for you, not against you.
Just work for you and on yourself.
You have,
yeah.
Wherever you.
You've also worked with women across continents. What gives you hope about women's collective evolution and empowerment?
Oh, I think this is the best time on the planet to be a woman. The tide is changing. I see the women becoming more and more confident, more and more ambitious. In fact, every woman that was broken earlier is now raising a daughter to be wholesome and confident and out there into the world. There are many powerful voices, but it's high time that you begin to fix the crown of other women around you. It's high time that you stop competing and start collaborating. It's high time that you hold the hand of another woman who truly needs you. Because we can only grow as a tribe. No one grows in isolation.
And it's true that in 2026, it's a great time to be a woman. You said it yourself. More women are choosing themselves this year and the past few years, leaving relationships that diminish them, pursuing dreams that suppress, speaking truths they've been taught to hide. More women are doing their healing work and then helping other women do theirs. That's creating a ripple effect. And younger generations of women are growing up with different possibilities. They are seeing women in leadership, women who are unapologetically ambitious, women who refuse to choose between family and career. So there is a big shift happening in 2026. What's your vision for the future of your work? Where do you see this going?
I just feel like there will be so many more light workers. I see women returning to their own femininity. I see them being happy in the feminine roles and being liberated to choose what they want to do. It's not necessary that every woman has to go out there and make her buck. She may just want to nurture her children. She may just want to be at home and cook meals for everyone. She may want to take care of animals and plants around her. But the respect is coming in now. The liberty is coming in now. Women stopped being women because they felt like they were not valued as women. They were not rewarded for what they brought in the table. But now I see that shift happening. So I really, really wish that even if there is a man hearing this interview, please honor the woman for what she brings, for the energy that she brings into your home, and you will see her transform and bloom.
The message is out there. Cavial, before we finish, I want to ask you the question I ask all my guests. What's a question you wish more interviewers would ask you, and how would you answer it? What's the question you would like any interviewer to ask you?
You got me a spot. Tricky one. Asked me that was it easy? And I would say that, yeah, it wasn't that hard. The difficult parts were only in my head. When I removed my head from the picture, life actually, and it would become easy for everyone.
So the power lies in your willingness, your own willingness. This is how you're going to transform yourself and how you're going to bring change to your own persona and being. That's beautiful, Cavial. Thank you so much for this conversation. It's been truly enriching to have you on our show and on our channel this morning on RM1. Thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck for the future events, upcoming events here in Mauritius or elsewhere around the world, and thank you for being a light worker. Keep on bringing your light everywhere you go.
Thank you so very much for having me. I truly enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Speak to you soon on RM1. Thank you. This has been truly wonderful. So that's www.flowevents.mu for Sacred Mirrors on March 8th, International Women's Day here in Mauritius. Kavial Sedani, thank you once again. I'm sure that she's already left, but thank you. It was beautiful to have her. So ladies and gentlemen, end of our show. Just to mention that Kavial Sedani, internationally recognized life coach, hypnotherapist and psycho-spiritual leader with over 17 years of experience guiding women through profound personal transformation. So you've been listening to Interfaces Women of Action, Interface Femmes d'Action. Fin de votre émission. Au revoir.